on location today. One of my favorite spots. And as you can see, it's springtime. So there's some activity going on the water. The occasional sound. Welcome, companions. I'm in the park. It's time to meditate. So I thought, why not share this beautiful place with you? It is springtime in Holland. So there's all kinds of things going on. Green coming up. Nature is coming out of a big sleep. We see it in the behavior of the animals, of the humans. So if you really feel, without knowing it is spring, you can just feel the energy gently pushing against everything. There's going to be people walking by, conversations that you might hear. And we're actually going to use them to go in deeper. So I want you to get comfortable, as comfortable as possible. Take a few deep breaths. And really feel your body, its weight, and how it's supported by the surface you're on. Now bring your attention to your breath without changing it. Don't change the rhythm, but notice it. Notice the breath in, and its properties, air rushing in, whether it's cool or warmer. This is one of those sounds, I hope you can hear it. That was a lot of hubbub. And this is all part of the harmony of spring, where this energy propels us to do all kinds of things. And for the animals in particular, it's mating. And they will protest and agree with each other, which is all part of the dance of nature, which is harmony. So there's a lot of action. I love it. all this is happening, you can find your own center, your own silence, speechlessness, where nothing much is happening when all this is going on. And then on the surface, in this silence, there might be some thoughts about how fair this all is, or if it's strive for harmony or whatever, how it mimics human society, that kind of thing. And these are nice thoughts to see. Just don't engage with them. It's perfectly natural to have those kind of thoughts. But you don't have to make them bigger than they are. Things happen. As long as you don't engage, you're probably fine. If there is danger, then be sure that you will react. You don't have to keep scanning for danger on a conscious level. This is all taken care of on a subconscious level. And the moment something actually happens, you will have reacted without, or actually before it gets into consciousness. This is famously known as the fight or flight response. It's not something you have a choice in. But you do have a choice in the conscious part of your brain, the alert part of your brain, whether or not you give energy to certain thoughts or feelings. So this is the first step, to just allow everything to be here. And be as perfect as it is. And not give this urge that we all have to fix things any purchase. And for most people, this is already quite hard. But this time I want to go one step further, because we have a lot of distractions here. Usually we have meaningless pattern. This doesn't mean all that much. Try to see that this too is an illusion. Every pattern that you see, every bird, every tree, every object. Look at a tree. Where does it stop? At the ground? No, it's got roots. It goes on a whole while under the ground where we just cannot see it. Does it stop at the branches? No. It is very quickly now creating leaves to get sunlight, and it's metabolizing oxygen. So we may see a limit, and the animals may see a limit, so that they have to drive each other off. But we can see that this is true, and an illusion. If you see that this is an illusion, then you can make those patterns meaningless again. There's two kind of patterns that's pretty immediate for us, which is visual and sound. In visual, it's pretty easy, just stare at a point that doesn't mean that much. And then everything else just happens in your peripheral vision, and you literally don't focus on it. Kind of the same as with the thoughts, you just acknowledge that things are there, they're not a danger, and you leave them there until they disappear of their own accord. If you do this, you'll notice that you'll switch to sound, and that's you try to pinpoint sounds and correlate them with whatever visual you have. Once you become aware of that process, you can stop it. First, sounds stop having any meaning. And then sounds stop having any direction. And any direction that you hear on headphones is probably an illusion anyway. But for me here, live, there is a direction, and our ears can actually pinpoint left and right and front and back because of the shape of our ear. So my brain is doing its utmost because it doesn't get any input from the eyes. And this makes the brain a bit anxious because it wants to scan the environment to see if you're safe. But how about we just decide that we are safe? Because just as everything here is an illusion, this whole separateness of me that can be in danger is an illusion. I only exist from my limited perspective of time. If you create a bigger perspective of a couple of million years, then I hardly exist at all. In space, I hardly existed at all. Also, I'm not as clearly delineated as like a tree. There's parts of me that you don't see. There's parts of me that interact with other people, with air, with sunlight. So all these complex relationships where we just decide that those don't matter. And this is also an automatic process. But any automatic process, like your breath, you can become aware of, and you can control it or influence it. And if you just connect yourself to everything here by the air that you breathe, they breathe the same air. Even the trees use the same air. See everything from the perspective of the air, which connects us all. And this feeling of possible unsafety
Kom maar, Babsje. Babs, kom maar.
It's going to fade. It's going to fade. You still don't do anything that would endanger your existence or make things harder for you.
Yeah.
There's just this awareness that it doesn't really matter. It's not. It's only true from a certain perspective. And there's about 5 minutes left. I suggest you use those 5 minutes to just be here. I will not speak for 5 minutes, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. I think that would be about 20 minutes. So you've had 5 minutes of silence. You probably heard a lot of things. Hope you were able to see them as just sound. Holland is quite populated, but I think that even wherever you are, even if you're in India, there's probably a place around. It's kind of understood that if somebody's on a bench in a park, you leave them alone. You can find some quiet time. I'm going on to the supermarket now. As always, I thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next time.